So it looks like there's some weird love triangle going on between Ashanti, Kelly Rowland, and Nelly, because Ashanti seems to believe that Kelly is deeply in love with her man, and she is not here for it. Y'all know how Nelly has been getting dragged for filth because he agreed to perform at the presidential inauguration, right? Well, it turns out that Kelly might have played a role in the whole situation because she allegedly blocked Nelly from performing her hit song Dilemma. Now, us regular folks thought that she blocked him because she didn't agree with his actions, but it looks like Ashanti believes that the real reason Kelly blocked the song is that she is still in love with Nelly and is jealous that he chose Ashanti and not her. Y'all, it's a reach, but the streets are talking. So does this mean that there might be some truth to the rumors of Nelly and Kelly being a thing? And does Kelly still have the hots for him? Y'all, there's some drama going on. So Kelly and Nelly first met in 2001 when she was still a member of Destiny's Child, and they went on tour for the MTV show Total Request Live. You remember TRL? The following year they teamed up for the song Dilemma, which peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won them a whole Grammy Award. And their chemistry was so strong that rumors started going around that they were secretly hooking up and had a little something going on. Kelly gushed over Nelly, saying stuff like, "I love Nelly. This song is so catchy. Nelly has a great ear. He came up with this really catchy hook. I love you and I need you." And everybody sings it. A lot of people can relate to it too. People find themselves in a dilemma. I just had a lot of fun recording this song and it didn't even feel like work. But y'all, that was not the only song they worked on together, because they also teamed up for another song in 2011 called Gone. And the music video was kind of steamy. And the rumors about them being an item got even stronger. And there were reports that the music video was just a cover-up to hide the fact that they were secretly sneaking around together. However, Kelly came out to deny that rumor flat out, saying, "Nelly and I are not dating. He actually has been a friend of Destiny's Child for years. Nelly's like a big brother." But the rumors died down after a while, and they've both been doing their own thing. Kelly got married in 2014 and has 2 whole kids, while Nelly was dating around a bit. He was in a long-term relationship with his ex Chantel before their messy breakup, and he reconciled with Ashanti in 2023. They got married that same year and welcomed their first child together in July 2024. So yeah, both of them have been doing well in their own personal lives, but now Ashanti seems to be jealous all over again, which kind of confirms the rumors that Kelly and Nelly had something going on back in the day. Now the drama started a couple days ago when Nelly was announced as one of the performers at the presidential inauguration. And of course, he got dragged for filth for being a sellout. Nelly has been catching heat non-stop after agreeing to perform at Trump's inauguration, but this year's lineup is packed with big names like Carrie Underwood, opera singer Christopher Macchio, Lee Greenwood, The Village People, Billy Ray Cyrus, Kid Rock, and surprise, Snoop Dogg and Nelly. But while some artists are getting a pass, Nelly and Snoop have been getting dragged, with fans accusing them of selling out by aligning with an administration many believe is racist and anti-black. Now, every election season, artists pick sides, and the backlash is nothing new. But Nelly's decision to hit the stage for Trump had people furious. From Twitter rants to cancellation threads, people wasted no time calling him out. And some even started wild rumors like Nelly secretly being a Republican or doing the gig just because he's a broke boy. Well, either way, the internet has not let this one slide. Nelly wasn't about to let the backlash go, though, without saying his piece. He hopped on a live with Willie D and made it clear he wasn't performing for the money. He doubled down, saying he had every right to take that stage because he loves his country and respects the office of the president, no matter who's in it.
The office, out of respect, they give their life for the love of this country. I love this country as well. It is an honor for me to perform for the president of the United States, regardless of who was in office. If President Biden would have asked me to perform, I would have performed. If Vice President Kamala Harris would have won and asked me to perform, I would have performed. I did a thing with Vice President Kamala Harris. Could have been last year, a year or two ago, a Juneteenth event. I respect the office. It wasn't politics. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was an honor for me to do it.
Considering the backlash that you received for agreeing to this performance, right?
But I've been getting backlash. I've been getting backlash my whole career. That don't bother me.
But this particular backlash is different.
Right.
How do you reconcile your artistic choices with the diverse political beliefs of your fan base?
That's my fan base. If my fan base really have a political belief, right? Here's the thing. Like, I agree in family first. I believe in family first. Period. Family before politics. Family above and beyond. Right?
So basically, he wasn't here for the drama and stood 10 toes down on his decision. But did that calm the outrage? Not even close. Fans were still heated and the internet kept the dragging session going. Well, Nelly wasn't done yet. He made it clear that his decision wasn't political, asking why black men and women who serve in the military don't get the same backlash. In his eyes, performing at the inauguration was no different. It was about representing his country, not endorsing a specific politician.
Money to do that. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's an honor. I respect the office. It don't matter who is in office. The same way that our men and women, our brothers and sisters who protect this country, have to go to war and have to put their life on the line for whoever in office. So if they can put their life on the line for whoever in office, I can damn sure perform for whoever.
What do you say to the people that say we're not giving you this backlash because of your political affiliation or your political choice or whatever? We're giving you this backlash because you are propping up a white supremacist.
I would ask them to show me where he's a white supremacist, and here's the thing.
But that explanation didn't calm folks down too much. The internet wasn't trying to hear it, and he was dragged for disrespect to the military. With all this talk about Nelly supposedly selling out for a check, people really started to side-eye his bank account. Like, was he really down that bad? This is Nelly we talking about, one of the biggest artists of the early 2000s though, almost 25 years ago. And he has had hits though, major endorsements, and even his own clothing and sneaker line at one point. But by all accounts, even if he wasn't making superstar money anymore, he should be at least living comfortably. So why were folks convinced it was a broke boy? Well, when you think about how the industry works, it's not that far-fetched. Plenty of artists have had multi-platinum careers and still end up struggling financially due to bad deals, mismanagement, or just reckless spending. And let's not forget that Nelly had a whole situation a while back where fans literally helped him pay off a massive tax debt by streaming Hot in Here non-stop. And that alone had people wondering if his pockets were as deep as they used to be. But just when folks believed and thought it was all speculation, there were some fresh rumors about Nelly having money issues, and an insider straight up exposed his bad spending habits, claiming that at one point he and Ashanti were both struggling because of his financial decisions. So maybe the rumors weren't completely baseless after all. Maybe Nelly really did take the inauguration check because money was looking a little funny. But either way, his explanation wasn't enough to stop the internet from roasting, and the drama just kept unfolding. Now, if you've been keeping up with Nelly over the years, and you already know about his serious gambling habit and his little run-ins with the law. But last year, things got really messy when he hit the jackpot at a casino in Missouri and ended up leaving in handcuffs instead of celebrating his big win. So here's what went down. Nelly was at the Hollywood Casino in St. Charles, Missouri, casually playing the slot machines, and then he hit a $50,000 jackpot. Now you'd think that this would be his lucky day, right? Wrong. Before he could even collect his winnings, the casino ran a little background check, which is standard practice for a big payout. But that's when things took a wild turn because the check pulled up an open arrest warrant with his name on it. And at first, Nelly thought it was a joke, but the cops were serious. And they let him finish getting his winnings while handcuffed to a chair with one free hand. And the moment he had his money in hand, the police slapped both cuffs on him and walked him right out of the casino. Well, turns out, Nelly's casino arrest wasn't just about some unpaid parking tickets. It was deeper than that. The active warrant that got him arrested stemmed from an early traffic stop issue. But once the cops had him in custody, they decided to do a little extra digging. And And that's when they allegedly found some hard substances in his belongings, making it an already bad situation way worse. The worst part is that it wasn't Nelly's first time being caught up in something like this. If we rewind a little bit, back in January 2023, he had the internet buzzing for a different reason. A video of his performance at the Melbourne's Juice Fest went viral, and let's just say it wasn't his best moment. In the clip, Nelly seemed out of it, staring off into space, his eyes rolling all over the place and completely missing cues for his own songs. And fans immediately started to speculate about what he was on because it was pretty clear that something had him floating. At this point though, between the gambling, the arrest, and the questionable performance clips, folks started side-eyeing Nelly big time. Was he going through a rough patch, or was this a deeper issue catching up to him? Either way, it was clear that there was something going on with him, and not in a good way. But the situation got real bad for Nelly, especially after that viral video. The way he was acting, it looked like he was completely out of it, and the fans started raising serious concerns about his substance use. Even Flesh and Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony had some advice for Nelly after seeing the clip. He spoke to TMZ and shared some personal insight, revealing that he'd been sober for 2 months, staying away from the alcohol, weed, and other substances for a solid 6 months. His reasoning was that he wanted to avoid anything that might be laced with something more dangerous. Then in a more direct message, Flesh and Bone turned to Nelly and told him straight up to tone it down with the substances.
I gotta ask you about this viral Nelly video from his performance in Australia.
Oh,
he got
man.
the eyes rolling in his head.
Oh, the eyes rolling in the back of the
He's looking
head.
off into space.
He's gibberish with the gibberish lyrics and everything. You know, first of all, I like to say that to the whole world and now my sobriety. I've been 2 months without no liquor, almost 6 months without no dope, without no weed, none of that stuff like that. So first of all, that's one of the reasons why I quit doing substances, because they all gateway drugs. All y'all dopers out there, y'all better be careful because it's dangerous. You don't know what's in it. But he was out there wigged out. You can tell he was stoned because he started, you know, the gibberish and everything. He just started doing all types of
I gotta
religion.
know, how hard is it though? Like, I mean, in the past, you know, Bone Thugs was hardcore back,
Right.
like, you know, when you guys were young, you came up like, you know, that was like the culture. Like,
That was a culture,
You probably smoke,
unfortunately.
walk
Yeah.
on stage, you know,
Yeah.
and I gotta know, like,
Yeah.
how hard is it to perform under those conditions? You know, when you're lit.
So that's the thing. You think it's cool, but it's really it's like it's hard to really stay on point. For some people, they can handle it. If you can't handle it, don't even go there. You dig what I'm saying? But it's real easy to get caught up and slip and forget your lyrics, especially when you geeked off something that's super strong. So but a part of the culture, that's one of the things why I had to get right, because you know some of it's like nobody falls into the instance. Everybody sometime along the way miss a word or two, a line or two, or half of a verse or whatever, and you know what I'm saying. So you know it happens. We human, we make mistakes, but man, them substances, man, when it depends on what it is too. Man, you played it off real good, Nelly. That was a good one, bro. You played it off, man. But kind of like let Nelly, you too good to be on that type of shit, man. You look at it kind of like threw you off, man. I never seen you like that, man. It kind of you might want to take the dose, either take the dose down on it a little bit. Just a word of advice, man.
Jeez.
Leave that SHIT alone, man. It ain't even worth it, man. Leave that. It should have made you look real kind of like out there, bro. But you shining, bro. You look too good to be out there forgetting your lyrics, looking out into space, eyes rolling in the back of your head. Hey, that's now you can't take that away. It is what it is. We all saw it. So kind of like it'd be a good idea to kind of like leave that alone, man. You got too much money to make, and that shit is in your way.
Well, the advice seemed to come from a place of a genuine concern, knowing firsthand how easy it is to get caught up. It was clear that Flesh and Bone didn't want to see Nelly spiral any further. It was all a reminder of how fast things can go left when it comes to substances, especially in an industry where the pressure can be intense. But honestly, the Juice Fest incident shouldn't have shocked anybody, because considering Nelly's history with substances and run-ins with the law, it's been a pattern for him for years. Back in 2012, Nelly got busted on his tour bus for having weed, dope, and even a loaded firearm. His bus had stopped at a border patrol checkpoint in West Texas when the search turned up all these items. What's crazy though is that someone else in Nelly's crew took the fall for it, and Nelly and the rest of the crew were let go. But that was just one of many close calls. Fast forward to 2015, and Nelly's tour bus got in trouble again. this time for not displaying the legally required stickers. But of course, the cops went in for a search, and what did they find? More illegal substances and a bunch of firearms that didn't have proper permits. It seemed like trouble just keeps following him around, and this time, it wasn't just a drug. It was pums too. So when the Juice Fest video went viral, fans couldn't help but connect the dots. Nelly's history with substances and legal issues was no secret, and seeing him in that type of state on stage felt like the same old story repeating itself. And things got even darker for Nelly when he was slapped with a slew of new charges, including felony possession, simple possession of weed, and possession of paraphernalia. But honestly, the legal issues were just the tip of the iceberg compared to some of the other truly disgusting allegations that surfaced around him. Amid all the outrage about his performance at Trump's inauguration, some people weren't even that shocked by Nelly's decisions, drawing comparisons between him and Trump, particularly because they both have accusations of sexual assault hanging over them. Because in 2018, a 21-year-old college student named Monique came forward with a lawsuit that rocked Nelly's reputation even further. She accused him of taking advantage of her on his tour bus before a Florida Georgia Line concert he was set to perform at. According to Monique, she had gone to a Nelly show in Auburn, Washington, where he offered her a ride to an after party. Once on the tour bus, things took a disturbing turn. She claimed that Nelly took her to his bedroom at the back of the bus and proceeded to pleasure himself in front of her without her consent. The details of the lawsuit were enough to make people question Nelly's character even more. It had added yet another layer to the public's growing disillusionment with him. These allegations weren't just rumors either. Monique's case painted a grim picture of Nelly, one that left many fans feeling betrayed. The situation with Monique escalated quickly, with her claiming that after the initial inappropriate behavior, Nelly went even further and sexually assaulted her. She alleged that after the incident, Nelly had the nerve to beg her to stay with him for the weekend. When she screamed that she wanted to leave, she said Nelly had his entourage push her off the bus and that Nelly threw a $100 bill at her as she was leaving. At first, Nelly's legal team shot back hard, calling Monique greedy and accusing her of clout chasing. They denied all the allegations entirely, but things took a turn when the lawsuit was amended to include testimonies from two unidentified women, both claiming to have had similar experiences with Nelly. The first woman, Jane Doe 1, was a U.S. military service member stationed in the U.K. She said that in June 2016, after one of Nelly's shows in England, he invited her and a friend to a VIP area backstage. According to her, Nelly inappropriately touched her and tried to prevent her from leaving. When she decided it was time to go, the second woman, Jane Doe 2, shared her own harrowing encounter during a meet and greet after one of his shows in Essex, England. She claimed that Nelly invited her to his dressing room, where he allegedly began pleasuring himself in front of her, tried to pull her top off, and repeatedly tried to kiss her. Well, these additional accusations painted a deeply troubling picture, showing a pattern of behavior that was hard to ignore, and fans were left reeling with many questions of Nelly's integrity and whether there was more to these allegations than just one isolated incident. Well, the case was dropped a week later because Monique refused to show up in court, stating that she didn't believe the system would give her justice. It was a sad end to what could have been an important moment for her, but it also fueled the sense that Nelly had dodged serious consequences, at least for the time being. But given everything going on with Nelly, it honestly shocked a whole lot of fans when Ashanti decided to get back with him after a decade of being apart. After everything that went down and all the mess surrounding him, Ashanti's decision to reconnect with Nelly just didn't sit well with some folks. At first, Nelly and Ashanti tried to play it cool, acting like they were just friends, with Ashanti making it clear that while they weren't on bad terms anymore, there wasn't anything more going on between them. And Nelly backed it up, saying that even though time had healed their relationship, they were still just friends. But as we all know, that turned out to be a big old fat lie, or the tables turned real fast, because not only were they together, but they also had gotten married and even had a child together. However, there were a few bumps in the way, because Nelly faced accusations of cheating on her with his ex-girlfriend because Chantel claimed that he tried to spin the block with her and wanted to have an affair while Ashanti was pregnant. Now, Nelly has admitted to cheating in his past relationships before, and while there is no evidence that he has cheated on Ashanti, it looks like she still has some insecurities and fears that he might cheat on her. According to an insider, she seems to be especially insecure when it comes to Kelly Rowland because of her history with Nelly. And Ashanti believes that Nelly was in love with Kelly for a long time and that he might still have residual feelings for her. And when Kelly deliberately went out of her way to block Nelly from performing Dilemma, Ashanti seemed to jump to the conclusion that it was because they were still hung up on each other, and it was all from jealousy. Y'all, it's all a hot mess and a reach, and it looks like Nelly's promiscuous past might have come back to bite him in the butt. But I want to know what y'all feel about this situation. Drop your thoughts and comments below and then check out this next video because I love you.